Hello, welcome to the Richest and Simple Living. My name's Maria. If you're new here, I vlog about homeschooling, urban homesteading and a bit of home life, which normally is air frying. So today's Friday and we always do air frying on a Friday, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm doing something, I'm having a go at something that I've never done before, and people keep saying to me, oh, why don't you try a poached egg? And I've never done that in there. In fact, I don't think I've even cooked a poached egg before because I don't like them and the kids never like them. And I think there's only Dean who eats them, but he's not overly fussed. But I thought, well, do you know what? We'll give it a whirl because I decided when I had my air fryer, we'll see what we can do in it. I wasn't so over impressed with it when I first had it. So it's a bit like testing it all the time, what can be done in it and what can't. I've had some really great things turn out brilliant, especially like rice puddings and apple crumbles and apple pie. And some things have surprised me because I really thought, oh, they're not going to work. And it surprised me what it does cook. So I thought, well, you know what, we'll give it a go. We'll try a poached egg. I'll see if I can get the husband to eat it. So I won't be taste testing today because I'm not going to be eating it. I do eat omelettes and I do eat boiled eggs, but I don't eat things like scrambled poached eggs or fried eggs. I don't eat them like that. So we'll give it a go anyway and we'll see what happens. I'm not very sure what will happen, so it's all trial and error. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swing you down and you can have a look what I'm doing. I'm just going to do the one because, like I say, we've got to find somebody to eat it. So we'll just swing you down and we've got a little ramekin dish. I think some people do them in cups and things like that. In fact, while I think about it, we want some hot water. So while I'm spraying this, I'll just bring the kettle back to boil. I have boiled it once. So we'll get a little ramekin dish and we'll get a bit of extra virgin olive oil and we'll spray it round. Or if you don't have the spray, you know, just brush a bit of oil round to prevent it from sticking. I'm not quite sure how much oil, but I suppose too much is better than too little. I need to spray my hands with it. So we're going to drop a bit of water in. Now it's recommended a couple of teaspoons, so I'm just going to do a little bit. Not quite sure. Maybe that much. So sort of just below halfway, maybe a quarter of the way I'll do it. We'll get an egg and we're going to just crack it in. We're splashed over then. Maybe I put too much water in. But it's all trial and error. Now, I wasn't sure what I was going to lift it in and out with, but I remembered I got my jam jar pinchers, so I'm just going to pop it in with that and we'll put it in there. The water's got a funny colour simply because obviously the oil. Right, now timing was a bit difficult. I wasn't sure about the timing because it says air fry on 177. I had to convert it from Fahrenheit. I just kept seeming to find Fahrenheit recipes for it because I wanted to know if it turned out, and I thought I'll have a look what I've got to do. And I've had to convert it Fahrenheit on an air fryer to Celsius, so it's a bit trial and error-ish. And it said 177 Celsius, but mine doesn't go in odd numbers, it just goes up and down in fives. So I think we'll try it at 180 and then they say between, I think it was 6 and 8 minutes. So I might take the happy medium and go between and do 7 minutes. So we've done it at 180 for 7 minutes and we'll see what happens. I'm not holding out great hope for it and I'm half expecting it will go bang. Because I've heard like people doing it in the microwave where they've exploded, and others say, well, pierce the hole into the yolk for the microwave, that is. So I couldn't see that it say to do that in the air fryer, so I haven't, as you've seen. So we'll see if I've got an air fryer left at the end of it. I've no faith in it, so I think I'm going to move away from it and let it do what it's doing, and we'll come back to you when it bings, if it's still in one piece. I'll see you in a moment. Right, it's just binged, so I'm going to open it up and see what it's like. I'll just grab a plate and the pinchers and we'll have a look. I'm very uncertain about this. I don't know if any of you have done poached eggs and what they've come out like, but I certainly haven't. Right, I can't tell what it's like because it's just simply looking like runny water. You can see it in there. So I don't know what it's going to be like. I'll bring it down a little bit more actually so you can see what I'm doing. Just move it along the towel a bit so I can fetch it out and put it on the towel. Then we can deal with it and see what it's come out like. It's a little bit steamy inside the air fryer, so we'll leave the door ajar like that to let the steam out. And I'm going to get a plate. Now we'll move that, we'll move it along a bit. I'm going to get a plate. Let's just grab a tea towel or something just so I can butt against it while I try and lift it out and see if we can lift the egg out. Can you go see? I'm wondering if I could bring it a bit closer really. There we go. Got you balanced on my bowl. Now try and loosen it a bit. I'm frightened of popping the yolk because these ramekin pots are very small. Try and get the end where the thing is. Get a spoon underneath and lift it out. There we go. Have left a little bit in there, and the little bit I left in, mind you, might be if I dig it out, looks like I've cooked some of the egg on there, but that's the bit that is left at the bottom. Not sure what to do with anything. Everything's so hot and my kitchen's so small. So that's how it's looked. I mean, on the look of it, it looks fine. What I do need to do though is put the spoon to one side and get a knife, and we'll cut down it to see if we've got a runny yolk. Because for a poached egg we don't want a cooked yolk, and we do seem to have a cooked yolk. Well, it's half and half. Now, to me, the yolk has quite well cooked a bit. I tend to think of a poached egg, it'll just run out. It's a little bit runny in the middle, but as you can see on the whole, it's cooked. Now, I don't know if anybody would eat a poached egg that's sort of half and half. I don't know. I'll take the top off it. I don't really know. I mean, it looks okay on the outside of it, but the inside to me is cooked. Now, I'd have thought that it would be runny in the inside for a poached egg. God, resist saying scrambled egg. For a poached egg, I'd imagine you'd cut it and it should run out a perfect poached egg, and that's not. So the only thing I can think there is something to do with the settings on the air fryer. Maybe I've not converted them right, or maybe I'd be better maybe knocking the setting down so it's not so hot, or maybe not timing it to the 7 minutes. Maybe I'd be better going for the 6 minutes. I don't know. That's something to mess around with, trial and error. But to me, it's cooked and you certainly could eat it, you know, but I would just think that that yolk would run out. But I mean, it's not that you couldn't eat it. So yeah, I wouldn't really call that a success. It's not a failure, but it's not really a success as in what a poached egg should look like, not the way I envision it. So yeah, I mean, for me, obviously, I won't be doing them again anyway, because like I say, I don't like poached eggs. There's only the husband who would eat them, and he doesn't really eat them very much, probably a handful of times in the whole of a marriage, and that's 39 years. So, you know, I wouldn't be doing them again. But it's just because people kept saying, oh, have you done a poached egg in there? Try poached egg. So I thought, give it a go. I'll have a go and see what happens. But yeah, it's not a complete failure, but it's not a fantastic result either, because it should be a nice runny yolk. And I think it's down to the settings, like I said. So if any of you have done poached egg and you want to drop in the comments down below how you've done it, the settings and timings, that might be a big help to other people who want to do it. And also so I know. But yeah, like I said, I could only find Fahrenheit settings, and I had to try and find a converter to convert it over. But yeah, I think it's one of those things you've got to mess around with and try yourself. I mean, people have different air fryers, different makes of air fryers. I mean, mine's a Tefal, but people have different makes. I don't know if that makes a difference either, whether they're all different like that. You wouldn't have thought so, because a setting is a setting, but I don't know. So yeah, any comments about it, any help and advice about it, please pop it down in the comments below, and that will help us all. So yeah, that's my experiment with a poached egg. So next week now, I'll be back. I'm going to try and aim for 3 videos a week. I don't know whether I'll be able to keep that up, but I don't know if you'd watched the last video I did where I was talking about my husband has retired. We've retired before actual retirement age, so it's going to be a lot of frugal living and things like that. So I might just sort of bring you along regular on the journey with us, see what we're doing, how we're coping with it all, and what we do to save money, and what's happening out there in our little urban homestead. Because a lot of food is going to have to come from there. That's going to have to turn into our supermarket. And in winter, that's going to be very difficult. So this year will be a very difficult year until we get everything how we want it. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing the 3 videos, because Monday's normally a homeschooling one, although we're winding down for the summer. And then I was thinking, well, say Monday, it's normally Tuesday, but I'm going to swap it to Monday. Then on a Wednesday, we'll put in an extra one, and I'll have a chat with you how it's all going and what we're doing, what plans we've got and things like that. You just can follow us around and see what we're up to, basically. And then Friday, we'll come back and we'll do another air fryer recipe, and we'll see what we can do next week. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all of my new subscribers and my existing subscribers. You're all fantastic, and we really appreciate it. So until next week, take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Bye.